Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're talking about precognition. But you already knew that. Okay, bad joke, but this game is all about playing some cards, and you're going to use one card that you play and one card your opponent gives you. But you kind of know what they might give you. That's the whole thing. This takes place in the future where there's stuff all over Earth, killing people, you're invested and whatever, and aliens are here helping us. Yay! Don't get too caught up in that theme, because it's barely in this game. Let me show you. In this game, the theme here is you're rescuing humans. These contaminated humans that are next to the riverbank, and you'll be picking up more and more of these humans as time goes by. You'll then be using your alien doctors to move them down to this spot here. You're also collecting food for them and trying to avoid the bad guys. You have the back of the boat section here, which you can play the normal sections or unique sections to you. But this is your boat. Each player is going to have one. You're going to be forming a little river in the middle of the table made up of tiles. And these tiles, you'll flip them over once per turn, and they give you a resource or make you lose a resource. But the big thing about this game is this deck here. So the way this game works is in front of you, you're going to have some cards. So there will be two cards face up in front of each player. The players will have these two cards in their hand. And each round of the game, you'll draw some cards from your hand. So what you're doing is you're forming 3 pairs of cards. One card that you're going to give the person to your left. That card must come from these two that are face up in front of you so that they can see the possibilities they have. So maybe I'll give them this one. They don't know that. One card that you must keep. That card can be any of the remaining 3 cards. I think I'll keep this one. And then these two will be passed to your opponent so that for the next round, the 2 that you pass to your opponent will be underneath their board, and they'll do the same thing with these 2 cards. The card that you give to your opponent will be given to them. The card that you keep, you'll be getting a card from them. Now, once you get these cards, at the bottom, there are some costs in them. If you use both cards, you must pay both costs. So this would cost 4 people that I would take from my healthy to go to contaminated. If I use only one of the cards, then I don't pay any costs at all. Now, if the cards are different colors, you simply get what it says at the top. Here, I rescue 2 humans, and they come to my contaminated area. Here I get 2 aliens. I can add an alien here, or they can go up here to the front of the boat to defend. If both cards are the same color, you also get the bonuses down here. So this would give me 1 food. I'd move this up 1, and this can go on forever. You just take bales of 10 once you get past up to 10. And 3 batteries. Batteries, when you get them, are placed on your ship, and they can give you bonuses. So for example, now that I have both these machines completely filled with batteries, whenever I play a blue card and a different color, I get an extra human. Whenever I play a green card in a different color, I get an extra alien. Once everyone's done with that, the ship will move down the river a bit, and you go on with the game. At various points, the ship will stop, and you have to pay food for all your humans. If you don't have enough food, humans are going to die. At the end of every round, each doctor here will heal humans, sending them down here so that you can spend them again. As the game goes by, this deck here has level 1s on top of level 2s on top of 3s. The 3s are great cards, but when you take these, you have to move up this track here, which is the bad dudes coming to get you. And this will cause people to die every turn, but you can spend one of these to move it down too. So you want to move it down as far as you can. That's the whole game, folks. You're getting humans, you're moving them down, fighting things, building machines, feeding your people 3 times the game. At the end of the game, whoever has the most healthy humans wins. Straight up. Here's the thing about precognition. I don't think the gameplay is bad. There's interesting things going on, but the whole game comes down to that precognition thing. In fact, I know this because in the rule book, when you open the rule book, the first 2 pages talk about this card system, the dual select system, because that's the game. If you don't like that, who cares? In fact, we found it to be kind of silly having those 2 extra cards. I was like, there's 4 cards, 2 in front of me, 2 that I just drew. I pick up those cards. One goes to you, one goes to me. The other two get passed underneath your board. Done. Why do I have these extra 2 cards? They just make everything murky. I can see maybe why some people have them. But that selection is not particularly fascinating. That's the problem. If this is the main part of your game, then that part needs to be amazing. And it's not amazing. It's okay. Because the rest of the game is move up the food, take some humans, take some aliens, fight off bad guys, add engines to your ship to add some, honestly, not particularly interesting machines. They just give you bonuses if you get stuff out there. It's really boring. Moving down the river, get a grain, lose a grain, get a guy, lose a guy. And it happens to everybody. There's a cooperative version of the game that you can play, which is very, very, very minor because it's at the very end of the game and added it in there. And I went over that. That sounds okay, I suppose. But the whole game keeps coming back to that card dual select system. So I'm sitting there going, okay, they have a yellow card and a green card. They could pass me either of those. I will try to play the yellow card because they pass me the yellow card, then boom, I get the bonuses. But maybe they'll pass me the blue card. I don't know. But it doesn't matter if you have a green and red card in front of you and I draw 2 blue cards. It don't matter what you pass me because it's not going to match. And that, I think, is where the game kind of gets a little like, meh. And sometimes they do match. It just, the game feels, the machines aren't interesting. The whole thing is a cool idea, but it's really not precognition. I know what you might do, not what you will do. And what you might do, I'm like, well, there's those 2 cards. They probably use that card. But if you have 2 blue cards, I know I'm getting a blue card. I really want to like this game. It's a big box. The components are okay. The theme is okay. But the gameplay isn't that interesting. This is the kind of game that I think people could play once and go, not bad. But to go farther than that is not particularly, you're not going to be like, let's play it again. Because there's just not a lot of depth there. You see the whole game the first time you play it. So that I have to give it a 5.5. It's almost there. It's almost a game that I would want to play, but I'm done with it. I've seen everything that's seen in it, and it just was... Boring's a tough word to throw at a game these days because it's the kiss of death. And I really wanted to like this. I thought all the pieces were cool. It plays pretty smoothly. It plays the smoothest with 2 players, by the way. But 2, 4, whatever, it doesn't really matter. There's not a wealth of good choices to be made over the course of the game, and what choices you make don't seem to matter. So Precognition, unfortunately, not one I could really recommend.